what occurred to me in January of '05, keeping in mind South Florida hit its peak in the fourth quarter of 2005, January of '05, I saw all these cranes in the sky. And at one point there were 45 cranes just in the downtown Miami area. And I said to myself, if this market were to crash today, which lender would have the greatest exposure from a financing perspective? So I spent 6 months and I pulled construction loans for towers greater than $10 million, and I put it together in a large database. I love spreadsheets, I love data, I love getting in there and grabbing the information myself. And we came out, lo and behold, with about $10 billion in construction financing. East of 95, for anyone who knows South Florida, is going to be the coastal product. Of that $10 billion, the largest lender from a lead perspective was Bank of America. Number 2 was Wachovia, number 3 was Fremont out of California, and number 4 was Course Bank. And if you go back and you look at who's still standing, only Bank of America is still around. So in looking at all this data in June of '05, again, South Florida hits a peak in fourth quarter of '05. The local lenders start to tell me they're pulling out of the marketplace. They're dumping everything on the out-of-towners, and they're pulling out because they think the market's too robust. They think it's out of control. It's going to become unwieldy, and they decide to retreat, if you will. They dump it on the out-of-towners. '06, the market starts to slow down. '07, it goes into an ultimate free fall. We come out with our business in January of '07. And since January of '07, it's basically been a lot of caffeine, a lot of data crunching, a lot of running around, and lo and behold, here we are sort of today. Let me sort of give you an idea of what we know right now at this moment in time. There's 731,000 condominium units in Palm Beach, Broward, Dade County. Of these 731 condominiums in Palm Beach, Broward, Dade County, 185,000 were brought to market since 2003. All this data comes from the Department of Business and Professional Regulation with the state of Florida. It's basically the government entity overseeing it all. 731 is the overall total. 185 was brought since '03. Of the 185,000 since '03, 100,000 were condo conversions. These tend to be garden-style apartments built in 1990s, 2000, maybe in the 70s. 85,000 are new construction. If you look at the new construction, the 85,000 in the Tri-County area, you'll find that 22,000 of the 85,000 new are all concentrated in downtown Miami. So downtown Miami really is the epicenter of sort of what's going on. It's the place where you see 63-story towers. It's the place where the first ball field went down. It's the place where everything is sort of being crafted and created, and from there, the experience is then being applied elsewhere in other marketplaces. So it all sort of begins and ends with Miami, and the reason being is Miami has a dramatic attraction, whether a buyer's coming from Latin America. And Jenny, who oversees our international department, she works with buyers out of Puerto Rico, out of Venezuela, out of Argentina, out of, you name it. Everyone wants to come to Miami and sort of do things. But from there, you're seeing buyers move into other marketplaces and go after product, maybe in Broward County, maybe after Palm Beach County. And what we really sort of see happening is, of the 731, the 185 new, the 85 that are new construction, the 85,000 units are starting to become scattered. They're starting to become scattered because so much acquisition is going on. Primarily on an individual basis, bulk buyers have come in, they have been able to acquire product. They've acquired about 6,000 units, about 7.2 million square feet at an overall purchase price of about $1.6 billion. That's going to blend out to about $225 a foot to $215 a foot, depending. Some of it was no sales, most of it tended to be deed acquisitions.